Hey everyone, this is Sam Gold from NFLBreakdowns.com, and today we'll take a look at part 1 of Bashaud Breeland's development in his second season out of Clemson. This video will focus on his downfield coverage, and then in part 2 we'll take a look at some of his big plays, as well as his ability to defend the run, which was ranked number 1 for all cornerbacks this past season by Pro Football Focus. Like most rookies, Breeland started his career hit or miss. Halfway through his rookie year, he had a breakout game versus the Cowboys in Week 8 of 2014. In that game, Breeland played exceptionally well against Dez Bryant, earning the moniker Breeland Island from Kevin Durant. In 2015, Breeland became more consistent and was ranked as the 13th best cornerback in the NFL by Pro Football Focus. To give some background, the Redskins defense primarily plays cover 3 zone, mixing in some cover 1 man defense. In this scheme, Breeland lined up as an outside cornerback and sometimes slid into the slot when the Redskins brought their nickel package out on the field. In 2015, Breeland missed his season opener due to a suspension for marijuana possession, so his first game came against the Rams in Week 2. In this game, Nick Foles only targeted him once, and he was a lockdown cover corner the rest of the time. The Redskins are playing cover 1 robber on this third down play. Robber means that one of the safeties, typically the strong safety, will drop into the hole in the middle of the field to eliminate inside crossing routes. Since the left side receivers are in twin stacks, meaning they are aligned directly behind each other, Breeland takes a deep corner out. Breeland turns, gets a hand on the receiver, and sticks to his hip and trail technique down the field. Later in the game, Breeland played an off-man coverage and completely wiped out the wide receiver's comeback route on the sideline. Breeland's only target during the game came late in the fourth when Foles tested the sideline on this go route versus the Redskins' cover 3 sky defense. Breeland has a few steps ahead of the receiver and is able to turn back towards the ball to box out the receiver. Against the Packers, the Redskins are playing cover 2 man with 2 deep defenders and the cornerbacks are in man-to-man coverage. Breeland completely erases James Jones with tight coverage on his route. This happened for most of the game in this matchup. Really, the only times James Jones was able to beat Breeland was on a timing quick hitch pass pattern where Aaron Rodgers threw the ball with anticipation to get to completion. This is an incredibly difficult route to cover as a cornerback in man-to-man coverage. You have to turn and make a play on the ball before it's even thrown. If you are too aggressive to stop this pass, you open up yourself to a hitch or stop and go double move. And that's exactly what the Packers try to do later in the game. Cobb runs a stop and go route versus Breeland in man-to-man coverage. Breeland does not bite on Cobb's double move and is able to keep tight man coverage down the field. Versus the Falcons, Breeland primarily covered Roddy White, and for the vast majority of the game he did a great job of shutting him down. Breeland rarely covered Julio Jones as Kyle Shanahan put Jones in the slot or line him up against Will Blackman's side of the field. This play definitely stood out to me, and it wasn't because of the resulting incompletion. It was simply due to Julio Jones' incredible route running and his ability to control his 6'4" body to make tight cuts at full speed. Breeland is in perfect coverage the entire play until the very last in-cut over the middle of the field. The phrase, "a perfect throw beats perfect coverage," would never have been more true if Jones could just hold onto the ball. Breeland is a very intelligent cornerback. Versus the Giants, he recognizes one of Ben McAdoo's staple plays in his West Coast offense, the slant-flat combo. Since the Redskins are in cover 3, Breeland understands that he is the target of this play. If he sits on the flat route, the slant is open, but if he attacks the slant route, the flat is open. So what does Breeland do? He fakes to cover Dwayne Harris in the flat, and then bails backwards, attempting to get in the throwing lane of the quarterback. He throws his hand up, almost getting the pass deflection. While the completion is still allowed, you have to give major credit to Eli Manning for the pinpoint throw, but this is still great recognition by Breeland to show what he learned on tape to apply it on the field. Sometimes defenses get beat, and this is what happened here. In cover 2, Breeland is the underneath sideline defender. His first responsibility is the flat route, but since the Rams are running a smash concept to the sideline, Breeland wisely releases from the flat receiver and covers the corner route since he knows the safety won't be able to get there in time to make the play. The theory is simple. It's always better to sacrifice 5 yards in this defense than give up 20 yards down the sideline. When Breeland entered the NFL draft out of Clemson, he was projected by many to be selected in the 2nd or 3rd round. One of the main reasons he fell was due to his slow 40-yard dash time where he ran at 4.57 his pro day. Now normally, I take the 40-yard dash with a grain of salt, since rarely is a cornerback required to run in a straight line in coverage, but this happened versus the Bills. In this play, Sammy Watkins absolutely torched Bashaud Breeland and the Redskins' cover 3 cloud defense. Watkins runs a simple go route, and Breeland is left behind. Tyra Taylor's throw is immaculate, placing it right into the outstretched arms of his wide receiver for the 48-yard score. There were other instances of Breeland letting long touchdown passes in this season. Look no further than Odell Beckham Jr.'s touchdown in Week 3 in the fourth quarter. He runs a post route versus the Redskins' cover 4 defense. The safety drives on the deep out route, leaving Breeland with a very difficult situation. Breeland almost deflects the pass, but Beckham is able to reach behind him and grab the ball to the air to secure the score. Really, this is an amazing play by Beckham. Breeland simply does not have the speed to recover on an inside breaking cut from a speed receiver after playing outside technique like in this play. This happened again versus the Packers, but this time it was in man-to-man coverage. The Redskins were very fortunate not to get burned by Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb, as this was a huge missed opportunity by Green Bay. Cobb motions from the right side of the formation, and then runs a deep corner route widening Breeland in man-to-man coverage. Breeland simply can't stick with him in trail technique, as Randall's cut outside was extremely crisp. Breeland allowed a couple of other long touchdown passes this season, but I won't fault Breeland for them. Take this play versus the Jets, where Brandon Marshall made a fingertip grab on the ball right before it hit the ground, and then free safety Deshaun Goldson speared Breeland into the ground before he could tackle the receiver. Or this sideline go route to Ruben Randall, where Breeland had great position, even got a piece of the football, and then it bounced right into the hands of Randall, who took it in for the score. Breeland is a very physical cornerback. He loves contact. But he was only called twice all season for illegal use of hands. Here's a play that should have been called but wasn't. Watch Breeland spin Kenny Britt to prevent him from turning inside. This should have been called a penalty, but it wasn't. Well, that's it for me today. Subscribe to my channel because in my next video breakdown, I will continue looking at Bashaud Breeland's development in Part 2 with his ability to create big plays and his run defending ability, which is ranked #1 as a cornerback by Pro Football Focus. You can also find me on Twitter at SamuelRGold, and you can support me on Patreon if you wish to leave a donation.